So on this fine day in Halley Base, I'm on MetGT. I've just come from the Met Caboose, which is where all the meteorological stuff are kept, to grab a balloon. So I need to launch that. I need to update some logs with what the weather is. That tells pilots whether it's safe to fly here and for scientific reasons. Then after that, I need to use something called the Dobson to measure the ozone above our heads. This is the exact same machine that was used in the 80s to find the hole in the ozone that led to the ban of CFCs. Quite interesting, huh? This is upper observations. This is where the meteorological stuff would happen, but because we're not running the full station this year, they're actually happening in a caboose a couple hundred meters away. So this is now engineering and data management. So my office is just below, but pretty nice view, isn't it? This is where the Dobson would have gone. So through this hole, that's where the old Dobson would have sat. But instead, it's done from all the way over there. Nothing. The balloon has a special tracker on it, which we need to update with some information about like ground speed and what the base station ID is and all this sort of stuff. So I've just programmed it. I'm heading over to BART, which is the Balloon Aerial Release. I don't know what it stands for. It's called BART, but it's where we launch our balloons from. And I'm going to attach the sensor to a balloon, fill it up, let it go, and the data is sent back to a central company that gets all the information from around the world and then produces a kind of a weather map of what's going on. And it's mainly used for scientific reasons. And this year is the year of advanced atmospheric recording or something. So we have to take 3 of these readings a day, which means 3 balloons a day. It's not so bad. What's this thing? Can I stick my face over it?
Yes, you can stick your face over that. That is an air sampling thing. And you can hear it, it just occasionally switches itself on and off for no reason.
If I breathe into it.
It's looking for particulates, so unless you've just been smoking or something, then I think it's fine.
This is Josh. He's a station meteorologist and he has a fun job. He gets to spot clouds and he's teaching me how to identify them so I can update the reports for more accurate readings.
Slightly higher stratocumulus kind of stuff. That's stratecu. This stuff here is more sort of uniform. You see there's not so much texture to it, especially if you look over there. Joke.
Oh, why did the shrimp leave the club? Because he pulled a muscle. That's bad. I'm trying to think of shrimp jokes here.
What does a shrimp look at when they're horny?
What?
Pornography.
This is the Dobson. It's a really cool machine. It was built in the 20s by someone called Dobson, and it's still what we use to calibrate all of our advanced instruments today. These 2 levers have a prism on the end of it, and each prism refracts the UVA and UVB at different rates, and we can look at the ratio between them to work out how much UVB is coming down to our ground level. Now UVB is absorbed by ozone, so depending on how much UVB has been absorbed, we can tell how much ozone there is. So morning Met is finished, we just had lunch and we have a good weather window in front of us. So we're heading off to an LOH site to try and raise and repair it. This one is on the other side of the Halloween crack, so it should be an interesting journey. We have to fly there to get there. If you're wondering what an LOH site is, I've got some other vlogs which I'll put in the link card now. Take a look. And if you feel like I've earned your subscription, please do subscribe so the YouTube gods can promote me and get me more subscribers. Shameless plug, I know.
Okay, bells and whistles now. 20 need to shut the engines down. These will be forward and guarded, just unguarded.
This is Halloween Crack. It is absolutely massive. It's stupidly big. It's 300 meters deep. At its peak, it was growing as, I think, 600 meters per day. I remember someone telling me. We're heading on the other side to find one of these LOH sites, which is seeing how it's drifting away from us. And it's so hard to find. Each site is marked with black flags, but as the year goes on, it's been through so many storms that the black flags are disintegrated. So now we're looking for like bamboo poles from a couple hundred meters up in the sky against a white backdrop. It is really hard. Our pilot, Vicky, has pretty good eyesight, so I think she spotted the site first. Before we can land the plane in the field, we need to make sure that there are no crevasses underneath our landing site. And to do that, Vicky gets really, really low with the plane and she drags her skis and trails them along the surface of the snow to see if any cracks form or if any snow falls through a hole. Then she circles back around and she lands in her exact ski marks to make sure that the unknown piece of ice that we're landing on is crevasse free. If you want to know more about what we're doing here, follow the link in the cards and it'll take you to an explanation about what these sites are doing, why we're installing them, what we're doing to them, and how important the data is. Spoiler, it's pretty important. Halley's a tiny station and we only have about 30 people on base. So we all get trained up in emergency roles. So some people do advanced first aid. I am search and rescue and breathing apparatus, which means that if you fall down a crevasse, this team should jump in after you and try and save you. Or if you're in a burning building, we're going to come in, find anyone who's unconscious or disorientated and pull them out. Important distinction, we're not fighting the fire, we're just trying to find survivors inside the fire. So right now we're doing a training exercise to make sure that our skills are up to snuff and we know what we're doing if something should happen.
I guess one thing.
Almost.
Near the end of
Are you okay?
yeah, just trying to do an endo.
No.
It's been a pretty long day, but I'm in Antarctica, so anytime someone says, do you want to go do something, I'm always very keen. And Taff, who is my field guy, said to me, do you want to come with me to inspect a scoop? A scoop is a feature in the ice from where the ice flowed over the rock onto the water, and it leaves a bit of a dip. And we're just going to inspect it to make sure there are no crevasses, so we can all get a little bit of a field trip out there, and people can ski down it, they can ice climb up it, and just do some recreation, because there's not much going on around here, and it's nice to do some sport and get outside.